We got the brutal projectiles. Now we need the buff. We got 19 seconds. There's the buff. Double tap. Let's collect it. Hey, give me that buff. Hey, there it is. Holy shit. Wrap 26,000. Look at this. 21K right there, dude. Huge. Huge. What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to the channel. This is Lone Wolf, and in this video, we're gonna go over all the Kyrian Soulbind upcoming changes for the 9.1 patch. All right. So with that being said, let's get into it.
Our gaze is shifted upwards to the sky.
Let's start the stream checking out the PTR changes for our Soulbinds, because as of yet there is no hunter changes. I know that they're gonna do a few classes now and then later on change some. I would hope, though who knows? Who knows what's gonna happen? But I am excited because these Soulbind changes really change a lot of the gameplay, and it's awesome. And that's just the Soulbind. So here's looking forward to those talent changes, gameplay changes for the hunter. But right now, let's check it out. Let's start with the Kyrian. The Kyrian's gotten new slots, and we'll start with Pelagos. All right. Welcome to everyone who just came in. So everything seems the same except, okay, now we have these little gold. I don't think this is in the regular retail, or maybe I missed it, but this seems pretty new to me, and I like it because it just shows you the ones that you can really change at a quick glance. We get an extra potency with Pelagos outright, so that means that we can have potentially 3 potencies, which is pretty good. So I would definitely go either brutal projectiles, depending on what are you using up here and what build you're using. You can definitely go either or. Brutal projectiles or powerful precision. So let's look at the next Soulbind abilities that we got with the conduits. We have one called Better Together. During combat, moving within 3 yards of a party raid member inspires both of you, increasing mastery by 40 for 1 minute. Okay, so I think if you want that extra damage in your abilities, this is not going to be a bad thing, right? It's just extra mastery. A 40 mastery, I think, is like 1% total mastery. But it's just passive. You get it for 1 minute. If you're about to go low, you can just go close to another team member and boom, you get the buff again, and both of you. So you and your teammate get an extra 40. So it's great. It's great. But compared to the one that's next to it, which is Path of the Devoted, after recovering from a loss of control effect, you take 15% reduced damage, and your movement speed cannot be reduced below 90% for 6 seconds. I think Path of the Devoted is going to be the go-to when you go down this Soulbind. Reason being is stuns, right, are still massive. And I also believe that it says after recovering. So if you get into a blind, if you get into a sap, if you get into a sheep, all these things, it might happen where you get this 15% reduced damage, okay? And it happens at a relatively quick pace, that it has a cooldown of 30 seconds. All right, the next thing we got to look at is what do we gain. So here we get, if we go down, the one that gives you the mastery, you get a endurance. Okay, so we already have 1, 2, so then we can add the third one, which will be rejuvenating wind to help you with extra survivability. But this 15% reduced damage every 30 seconds is massive, especially coming from our strongest Soulbind at the moment, which is Pelagos. Okay, because Pelagos was really lacking when it came to survivability conduits coming directly from the Soulbind rather than our conduits, which is the endurance one. We didn't really see it. I mean, this one kind of helped, but not so much. This is massive. I just think this is huge. Every 30 seconds, 15% reduced damage. And you cannot be slowed down below 90. Not too shabby. And then the last one, at any moment during combat, there is a low chance your doubt will manifest for 10 seconds. Directly facing your doubt will overcome it, granting 12% agility and stamina. Wow. I said wow. Holy crap, bro. So I'm assuming. So let's go see if we can get into this, because I want to go test it out real quick. With resonating arrow, brutal projectiles, all that shit. All right, we got brutal projectiles. There goes the thingy-majigga. I'm gonna get close to it. Resonating arrow. Oh my god, let's check it out. 26,000. My aim, bro, my fucking... My rapid fire was critting for over 4K per shot. Oh my god. Where's my add-on, dude? Where is my details? Wow. I think the beginning of the next season is gonna be crazy burst, because everybody's getting all this shit. Crazy. All right, let's look at Kleia. Kleia is exactly the same as before, except there are some interesting additions. So we do get an extra potency. So here we see that we get the one potency right here. And we get the second potency. So boom, we get a second one. We get Bearer's Pursuit, which is awesome. And then we get the third. And here we can do the same thing, whether it's brutal projectiles or sharpshooter's focus. And then after that, Hope Springs Eternal, your File of Serenity reduces damage taken by 10% for 8 seconds. And its effects are also granted to your lowest health ally. Okay. So this also, Kleia again is all about support. So if your teammate is dying and you have this, then you can just use it to protect them just a bit, to give an extra support. 10% reduction in damage is not bad. It could be better. I just think the time could be longer, because your File of Serenity, the cooldown is still pretty long. So 3-minute cooldown that gives you and your partner that 10%. It's fine, right? Because it does by itself. Fire Serenity does great, but 8 seconds on a 3-minute cooldown, I think that's almost like, oh, it just feels like turtle. Yucky. 3 minutes. All right, let's look at the other one. Spear of the Archon. Okay, movement speed increased by 6% while out of combat. And then gain 3% critical strike chance for 10 seconds after damaging an enemy above 90. This, basically you get just increased speed overall. And then once you catch up, or once you are hitting somebody, you just gain 3% critical strike chance, which is not bad. And we get an endurance. This one, with the support, you get a finesse. And then the last one, Light of the Path. Your valiant strikes grant 0.25% critical strike chance per stack. So you get 20 stacks. Once you get to 20 stacks, that's 5%. And when your valiant strikes heals an ally, you gain 5% critical strike chance for 12 seconds. Okay, so basically what this means is, as your Valerian strikes, let's go test it out. So for Kleia, everything is revolved around Valiant strikes, and everything revolves around crit. Okay? You gain Valiant Strikes by critting. Whenever you get that proc, you just continue getting you gain crit from here. You gain crit from here. Every time you get a stack, you get 0.25% of critical strike. So once you get up to 19, it goes up to 20. Once you get 20, it converts into a full 5% critical strike. So let's see how that looks. And let's get our character sheet out. We got 19 crit. Let's see what's up. All right, we got one. We got one stack. So our crit went up to 22% on some random. Then we got Spear the Archon that continues to give you 3% as they're above 80% health. Now we got 5 stacks. We're at 23%. So this chick is pretty chill. Now the tooltip for this ability says if it heals an ally, you get 5%. But there might be a chance where that ally might be yourself as well. So we're hoping for that. We're at 19, 27% crit, and that's our 20. 27% crit. Okay, so since nobody needs to heal, it's not going to heal nobody. But as long as it's up here, I just get a whole 5% crit. And if I hit somebody at above 80%, I just have all that crit. So this is pretty chill. If I go Kleia, I would 100% go haste. Hit or mastery. I would go haste because, you know, as long as you're able to pump out that damage faster, the better. But mastery can be it. So that's insane. We at 27% crit, which to me is mind-boggling. Obviously, once you reach 50% health, you lose these things. But once you lose it, you do get the 5% for 12 seconds. So let's see if that actually works. Let's see if I can. Oh, I forgot I can't fucking fly. Let's see if I can jump from up here. Wait. There it goes. It activated, and I get the 5%. Yeah. She's not bad, man. Kleia, all Kleia needed was to deal more damage, and they did that. Kleia is not only a support, but she is your sustained as well. Pelagos is just outright powerful, dude. Like, the damage you can put out with this guy is insane. It's insane. I cannot wait to play with this guy. Let's go check out Forge Light Mikanikos. And as we walk, we just... She's chill, man. I think if you want to have that extra survivability, like if you want to do a world PvP, if you want to go out there and just make sure that you don't die, have extra ways of living, especially if you're playing with another friend, she's that person. She's that person, dude. You're not gonna get that self-support or support to other teammates the way Kleia gives that type of stuff. Let's look at Forge Light. Okay. All right. So Forge Light. Forge Light gives you access to another potency, so you are able to have potentially 1, 2, but this one is Garbo, so you won't go this route. So you will have 2. Which one am I gonna use? Let's check it out. With Forge Light Prime, he's all about defensives. So she's support with heals, and he's just all out damage. Pelagos. Forge Light is about defensives. Okay. Soul Glow Spectrometer. Damaging or healing a target analysis its merit over 15 seconds. or analyzes. I don't know what the fuck I read. Increasing your damage or healing to it by 1%, increasing by an additional 1% every 3 seconds. Okay, so basically, this is like that mage talent that you go up in damage, and then you go back down, and then you just keep doing the same cycle over and over. All right, so if you, by the wording as well, if you hit one target, it's going to continue on that one target up to the 15 seconds is over. And then if you're hitting another target, you start putting this buff on, or that debuff into the target that you're currently hitting. Okay, so once you hit a target, you have to wait the 15 seconds for it to go up, then release, etc., etc. This one is okay. I mean, it's just it's not, I know I just said it's just 3%, but the problem with this is that it cycles, and you're gonna be, if you play a lot of arenas, it might f you up if you hit a target when that buff is not up. If you have a kill target and you act like, I don't know, an auto shot or bursting shot or something activates this on the off target, the off target might get this debuff on them, and then the kill target, you won't have it on. It is what it is. Let's look at the other one. Reactive retrofitting. After taking physical or magical damage, gain a shield that absorbs damage equal to 8% of your maximum health for 10 seconds. Each incoming damage may trigger this effect once per 30 seconds. This is good. This is good, especially imagine if you're fighting an enhanced shaman. Okay, an enhanced shaman has both physical and magical. So if he hits you with a physical, you gain an 8% shield on you, and then if he hits you with a lightning or whatever, boom, you get another 8%. The only thing is, you get it once per 30 seconds. Okay, I don't think they stack. So if you get 8% with fist or with physical, and then you get another 8%, I don't think the 8% stacks. Traditionally, it doesn't. Usually what happens is, if you first get hit by a physical ability, you get the 8%, and then they keep hitting you. It goes down to 4% and hits you with a magical damage. Then instead of going to 12%, it just goes back up to 8%. All right, I think that's how it's gonna work, but I might be wrong. Is this good compared to this? I would say yes. I think this one would be more helpful, more beneficial than rolling Soul Glow Spectrometer. But if you want that extra damage, why not? Do it. And then the last one is Resonating Arrow releases a blast of overcharged anima at your target's location, dealing 4k arcane damage split evenly between all targets. And it reduces the Resonating Arrow, okay, to a maximum of 20 seconds. Okay, that's huge. That's pretty big. Now, is it going to be meta changing? I don't necessarily think so at all. All right, let's go check out Forge Light Mikanikos right now. So Forge Light, if I hit a couple targets, Resonating Arrow get reduced in cooldown. So let's check it out. And I just hit them for a crap load. So it says automatically, it said 40 seconds. 1 minute cooldown is not bad because it aligns very nicely with your double tap and your true shot. So say every minute you use double tap and Resonating Arrow, but every 2 minutes you use double tap, Resonating Arrow, and true shot. But having it at a reload or at a lower cooldown just gives you that extra go with explosive shot and your aim shots and stuff like that. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't think I would wanna reduce it because double tap and that shit, but who knows? It might be chill. But the other thing is that it also deals damage, like a lot more damage than it did before. Right there, you saw that it hit twice. Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Not super exciting, but definitely something to keep in mind. You get a reduced resonating arrow, it doesn't really synergize with anything else being on a 40-second cooldown. This is on a 30-second cooldown. I don't know. Maybe if you play with a volley build or some shit like that. That's the only one that I see that kind of goes with it, but it's not like, ooh, interesting. More damage, reduced cooldown. But I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. Let me go test the Soul Glow spectrometer. So if I hit him, boom, he gets it. Let's see if he gets it. You see, so he still has it, just like I was saying earlier. All right, let's see if Bursty Shot activates it. Wow, dude.
Can I help you?
That's so sad. So sad. Wow, 5% increased damage, dude. Like, it's nice, but just having it cycle, and if there's a moment that you do not have the buff, like, you have to be looking at this buff at all times. Because if you're about to lose it, you have to hit the same target, your kill target again, in order to get it back. So I think it's pretty good, honestly. 5% increase extra damage on that target is always a good thing. Always a good thing. All right, so let's do an overview of the Soulbinds for Kyrian. Pelagos is gross. He is gorgeous. You don't, I mean, obviously you can still continue going this way for the extra healing. You can obviously go Path of Devoted to get that 15% reduced damage every 30 seconds. You get Newfound Resolve at any moment during combat. There's a low chance that will manifest. And if you go and collect that little orb that it gives you 12% agility and stamina for 15 seconds. I would say it says very low chance, but I think it's going to be on a 1 minute proc or some shit like that. Like, you probably get it every minute or so, or every minute and a half. It didn't seem like I was fishing for it too much. But this right here, huge. All right? If you decide to forego File of Patience, you get 3 potency conduits. You get the precise shots, enfeebled mark, and brutal projectiles. And if you get, and I tested it out earlier, if you get Newfound Resolve and you use Resonating Arrow, your damage is ludicrous. Ludicrous. Right now, if I go to the dummy and I hit the dummy with careful aim, I probably get like a 14,000 crit. But this shit, all that shit combined, I was getting over 20k crits. And my double tap rapid fire, each tick, my double tap rapid fire with a brutal projectiles, each tick was giving me over 4,000 damage. And it was all critting. So it was probably around 2k non-crit. But it was over 4,000 every time it crit, dude. Every time it crit. I wish I had details to show you guys. This shit is insane. It's gorgeous. As of right now, Pelagos without that buff seems to be the strongest, right? Because you get that 50% decrease in damage. You get an extra potency. The mastery that it gives is still strong. Let me show you this shit, dude. Hopefully we get a nice brutal projectile. And we get that little thing coming out. We got the brutal projectiles. Now we need the buff. We got 19 seconds. There's the buff. Double tap. Let's collect it. Hey, give me that buff. Hey, there it is. Holy shit. Wrap 26,000. Look at this. 21k right there, dude. Huge. Huge. 26,000 on my double tap rapid fire. Non-crit. Non-crit. crazy. It's not horribly bad, you know. It's still the same Pelagos, but with extra oomph. Because it's something that was missing with Pelagos, if you guys played Kyrian a lot, is that sustained damage. Not necessarily sustained damage, but just threat. If there's no resonating arrow, you're not going to kill as a Marksmanship Hunter. A Kyrian Marksmanship Hunter. So having that extra buff just randomly come out is huge. It's huge. It's massive. It's gorgeous. It's wanted. It's needed. And it is approved. What I showed you, I want to show you guys again, dude. I want to show you guys. There it is. I got a Brutal Projectiles. Let's see if it can give it to me. I'm going to give it to me. Give it to me. There it is. Let's look at Rapid Fire. $40,000 damage. All right, guys. So in that clip, you definitely can tell that I'm super excited about Pelagos. That I completely forgot to talk about Kleia and Mikanikos in a summary type way. All right, so this is it. We went through Pelagos, so we already talked about that. With Kleia, while Kleia does bring that extra crit, because beforehand she didn't have that extra damage to begin with, and Pelagos already had good damage and just got a lot more damage with some damage mitigation, Kleia's support is not as strong as the damage that Pelagos brings. All right. Same with Mikanikos. Mikanikos did bring some extra defensives, but his defenses are not as strong as Pelagos's extra damage plus defensive. All right. So basically what I'm trying to say is, while Kleia did get some extra oomph with her critical strike damage, she just still doesn't bring enough damage to make you feel like a threat, but more of a support spec. Okay, with Mikanikos being that, hey, if I'm gonna be the kill target, I'd rather not die. Though as a Marksmanship Hunter, I feel like Kleia does that better with her heals. So at the end of the day, with the added conduits that both Kleia and Mikanikos bring in the new patch, I just feel like their damage is not there, and the things that they emphasize are not as strong as what Pelagos got. Okay, so 100% I think Pelagos is gonna be the go-to for absolutely everything, unless you decide that you wanna go for, you know, a solo world PvP or solo BGs, or maybe with a friend or two. I think Kleia really helps out, makes you into the support spec, or helps you become a support spec, and Mikanikos being the, okay, I'm not trying to die on this go. My defensives are important during goes. That's what Mikanikos is, but you still don't bring damage. So that is my opinion. Feel free to leave comments, any updates that I haven't talked about, or any questions. 100% leave it down below. Definitely stay tuned for the next video, which is going to be the Venthyr. And with that being said, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.